This is 1 hour of Aatrox. Now this is 10 hours of Aatrox.
Fight or be forgotten! Let me show you your error, Gael. You are not worthy of ascension.
I spent 10 hours learning and practicing Aatrox to see how good I can get in that time frame, and because I believe Aatrox has ASD, Autistic Spectrum Disorder, and his mains have it as well too. Source? My autistic friend plays Aatrox.
Well,
I'll have to learn fast as my skills will be tested in hour 9 and 10, which will be a montage culminating all I've learned of Aatrox into an edit you won't want to miss. If I fail to get good enough to do so, I will rename my account as something autistic like Aatrox or Zawarudoendo. Let's get started.
Little did Mr. Ling know, these 10 hours would not treat him well, especially the first.
Starting off with a game of Aatrox to get my baseline skill. Of course, I knew some basics like landing the sweet spots of the Qs, but I began by fumbling my runes and bringing Phase Rush. Yeah, on top of that, I was in a mirror lane against a Mastery 7 Aatrox. Terrible. Surprisingly though, I was surviving lane, almost thriving. Often out-trading the experienced autistic main. Speaking of autistic, the way Aatrox interacts with other champions very much puts him on the spectrum.
Come!
Anyways, I'll just show you some noteworthy clips. What the fuck? Yes! Yeah! Oh, for goodness sake.
I do not obey. I cannot lay down. I will be the ender of all things. Insects! The world ender has come.
Ooh. Although I got quite a few kills, I never really hit a good combo that was deserving of these kills, and clearly I had a lot to improve on.
I agree, you're stupid.
So I started by checking Aatrox's u.gg to see ideal runes and items, then I watched several guides on the champion, soaking every nugget of knowledge I could. I can say I learned the most from Nayo's guide. I applied much of the practical advice from his video throughout the challenge. I then spent the next hour researching the lore of Aatrox and autism.
Autism spectrum disorder.
What is autism?
That's an autistic trait.
So I could confirm my suspicions of Aatrox's ASD. For example, people with ASD often display repetitive behaviors like clapping or whatnot.
Come!
Coincidence? I've got to say though, after playing him and reading his lore, he has a really interesting backstory and his voice lines are top tier.
Mr. Ling had not realized at this moment, but perhaps he resonated with Aatrox because they were not so different themselves. I'm saying he's autistic too.
Of course, theory can only get you so far. Practical is where real work is done. So I practiced the basic combos and this hour really helped me get used to Aatrox's abilities. In fact, I have condensed much of what I've learned in this 10 hours into 3 tips. First of which is ultimate timing. Pressing R at the right time is important because it gives you a huge buff to damage and speed. It's best used when you've already hit them with a W and a Q, as your next Q is very likely to land and will do big damage. His ultimate is also great to run or chase, but I find using it when you get ganked allows you to kite and sometimes one-shot the ganker before your lane opponent can do anything. The other 2 tips I will reveal when the time is right.
Time is right my ass. He just wants you to watch the rest of the video to find out. You should though.
Now it's time to play another match to gauge how much I've improved with just 4 hours of experience. I felt much more confident this game. Like I had a semblance of what to do with my abilities. Although I had a rocky start. Like that's an understatement. This time I actually hit some decent combos. Get If this is what just 240 minutes of training could do, imagine double the amount. Because remember, at hour 9 and 10 is a montage I implore you to watch.
You know, I almost feel bad for him, but good times must come to an end. Mr. Ling was not ready for the troubles he would face in the near future. Lamau.
VOD review is one of the best ways to improve. With this, I can say my biggest problem was my hastiness. This is where my second and most important tip comes in: patience. Yes, he has a voice line about it, but patience applies to him in many ways. Holding your Q3 to lower the cooldown instead of just throwing it out. Patience in reading your opponent's movement to land your Qs. Knowing when to disengage when you've missed your abilities, or to bide your time when you're out of range. Patience.
Wow, these are some pretty good tips. I wonder what is the last.
Watching someone much better than you, I find, helps you to understand what to do in various situations and the capabilities of your champion. So I decided to watch Naio again, to observe how he plays, and I gained much knowledge on laning his Aatrox, which came in real handy.
Deep down, Mr. Ling found Nail somewhat annoying but could not deny his prowess on the champion.
1 hour before my final test. To be honest, I ran out of ideas for training, so I decided to practice as a sort of warm-up. However, this time I decided to listen to TED Talks of autism at the same time. I was feeling excited to play him again, and genuinely I found him fun. I also heard many heartwarming stories of people with autism, and it was really touching. Reminded me of when I read Aatrox's story.
Or himself. No matter how thrilled he was to pilot Aatrox once more, Mr. Ling knew that he was nervous. Success would be big, but failure massive.
I think I've talked enough this video.
Yes, you have.
Witness the condensation of my 10 hours. Wait a minute, who are you?
Enjoy.
I will not send you to death, Yorick. I bring oblivion. Die, Gael, knowing your potential will never be reached. You will fight me? Come, let me show you hell. From entire villages and towns I rend the flesh. Follow me into destruction! Until I stand. As an unholy god. Behold immortality! Fallen. A god reduced to a prisoner. Tricked into this existence. Found slave and trapped by endless life. I shall become a beast, feeding on their destruction and making them lament my unholy birth. Blood be our sacrament! I will hack and chop and cleave and sunder the filth of your forms! Take everything from them! Become the world ender! Done. Follow me into destruction! Become hate! Show my mastery. It is self-evident.
Oh yeah, the last tip. Play Aatrox. He's fun.
Click here to see a similar video. You'll enjoy it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Okay.